Hello and welcome to the news in brief on Graphic Online. In the headline, Ghana hands over AfCFTA secretariat complex to AU Commission. MTN MoMo, what happens to dead clients' cash? Students of Hygiene training schools protest unpaid allowances. Now the news in details. In our first story, President Akufo-Addo on Monday, August 17, 2020, commissioned and handed over the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat building to the African Union Commission in Accra. The Secretariat will be the operational base for the administration of free trade agreement to create a single market for 55 countries with a combined population of 1.2 billion and a total gross domestic product of about $2.5 trillion. So far, 54 countries have signed the agreement.
Accordingly, ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, I have the greatest pleasure formally to commission and hand over the office of the AfCFTA Secretariat to the African Union Commission. May God May God bless Mother Africa and us and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much.
Are you a MoMo user? Do you know what happens to the money in the accounts of clients when death calls, where there is something you may not have paid enough attention to? But Ghana's biggest mobile telephony operator, MTN Ghana, is insisting choosing your next of kin while registering for a MoMo account is key in deciding what happens to your money.
There are some who load so much money on their wallet, the next day you find them dead. What happens to their account?
Oh, okay. It's good you brought this. This is quite an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And we've highlighted it sufficiently in the past. But let me use this platform to also educate our customers. During mobile money registration, there is an aspect of the registration which is a mandatory requirement. So your next of kin details will capture who your next of kin is and the person's contacts. And it's part of the mandatory requirements of your mobile money registration. So with your next of kin information, once we are contacted that such and such a person has passed on with the right information, including the death certificate information by a family member, we would go in and highlight to them who the next of kin is, and then we would pay those funds or those funds that belong to the person to the next of kin.
That was Mr. Eli Hene, General Manager for Mobile Money at MTN Ghana, who was guest at Graphic Talks 360, a close-up platform by Graphic Business. He was addressing the topic maximizing the potential of MoMo as a payment option in Ghana. Students from Ghana's Hygiene training institution from Kolebu, Ho and Tamale on Monday morning picketed at the premises of the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources in Accra to demand the immediate payment of training allowances. They claim the allowance have accumulated for no less than 30 months. The students were clad in red armbands and held placards and vowed to sustain the protest until allowances were paid.
Of Hygiene, we are the Ministry of Sanitation for a peaceful gathering, because last 2 weeks Thursday, that was 6th of August, we gathered here demanding for our allowance. 3 years they have not paid us, and the schools of Hygiene, we are 3 here in Ghana. We have Kolebu, we have Ho, we have Temale, and our total population is 1,348, and we are part of the health training allowance. And the health training allowance, Nanado allocated 232 million Ghana cedis annually to pay us, and they have come for our details, our bank account, everything, and they have not paid us 3 years now, and they have been telling our seniors to complete school and go, they will pay. And now we are back to the Ministry of Sanitation, because that Thursday they gave us a letter to Ministry of Finance and told us that there is a process ongoing there. They will pay us the allowance. So they even went ahead to book an appointment with the Deputy Minister of Finance in charge of budget, Madam Abena said, and she told us that unfortunately she's not at the office. She's at the constituency doing the voters card. So when she come by the following Monday, we shall arrange for a meeting. Now know the process that we are going through to pay the allowance. And Monday, unfortunately, she told us that the letter that is on her desk working on it, there's no budget attached to it.
The director in charge of finance and administration at the ministry, Mr. Joseph Amoa, informed the student that the ministry was still in the process of facilitating the payment of the allowances. And to our last story, members of the Rotary Club of Accra Labone at the weekend presented large quantities of sanitary towels and disinfectants to inmates of the women's ward of Pantine Hospital in Accra. The donation was in a fulfillment of a pledge by the club to support inmates with annual donations. Ms. Doreen Ashiboy Mensah, president of the club, explains the motivation for the gesture.
My name is Doreen Ashiboy Mensah, and I'm the president of the Rotary Club of Accra Labone. Today we are here to make a presentation of sanitary pads and some other PPEs to the Pantine female hospital patients as well as some of the staff. In 2017, our past president, Rotarian Yao Abrakwa, came here to visit a relative and saw the need for something like this. So we took it up as a club and decided to make it an annual project where we rotate around all the psychiatric hospitals. But it looks like it's catching on with fellow Rotarians and other donors. And so we are making this a project which will happen every year and not rotate.
Here is where we end today's news in brief. See you again tomorrow. My name is Juliet Echansafo.